Hi there, I'm John, aka Graffiti, and I'm a 3D environment artist in the games industry. This video series shows my approach to environment art creation with the ArtStation challenge brief Beyond Human. Each video is a live stream capture and doesn't contain any music. I suggest putting some on, increasing the speed of the videos and playing them in the background while doing some of your own work. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to see me create environment art live, please tune into my Twitch channel. You can also follow me on social media. Enjoy! And they need to be bigger already. It's because I was looking at the wrong bit. Nothing's happening in chat. And then these just need to be lots of wires. Yeah, so loadout with these curves, with these wires, I can't remember if you said you used Modo or not. But doing the curves seems like to be like the simplest way of doing it, because I'm literally just doing a few and then just copy and pasting them. I mean, I think as we found out last time when we were doing curves, the time consuming bit is lacing the geometry over them, because you can only do one at a time. But knowing that we've just got these to do is should be alright, I would have thought. I mean, we'll see, won't we? But at least this way you can mix up the you can lace the geometry and then adjust it after that as well. Or because you can, once you've laced the geometry, you can choose which curve it goes down. Now, it might be possible to freeze that geometry. That would be good if you could, because then you just change the digit and freeze out the mesh each time, which would save you quite a lot of time. Autosave? No. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be pretty similar. Oh, excuse me, a little tired. Haven't quite recovered from, taking it easy on holiday. Okay, and then some more wires at the top, and there seems to be some wraparound. Okay, and then we can just move these down to these other ones as and when as well, which would be pretty cool. Then I've got some stringy stuff, and then they just go up the walls. So we'll do the wall one on the same one, may as well. I need to find it, so I think it's this one. Okay. And we can just duplicate that across. Sorry, we'll just put it in for the moment. So here, that's it. Cool. And then it was just the up and over curves. So this must be a new feature. I didn't know you could come in and re-add stuff. Right, so we just need to bring some of these to the front. Okay, so U2. Okay. Pull them back a bit. See you soon, Sasho. Post your stuff up. Post your stuff in the group. I'm gonna keep telling you every time. Boom. Cool. Got some overhanging stuff, so that's cool. And he's back. You haven't really missed much apart from curves. Doing the curves. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Wire curves. Let's see this folder. Wires. Yeah, might have this as a green folder. Green. Needed some attention. Yeah, and then we'll just move these back. Right. I feel like there's wires running down this side as well, but we can just use these and put them in down here. So not so worried about them. Might be good to just get, well, I suppose we've got a straight one going in here to have going across. Getting a bit chilly actually in here. Not to mention hungry. Just gotta do it right. Right, now we just need to remember how the hell we did the stuff last time. Well, there you put on a Kiku. So we need. Did we need the mesh circumference? I feel like we did. And then we used the mesh op lace geometry, plugged in the curve, and bear with me. Getting the Kiku on. Oh, that's better. I know it's summer, but it's still a bit chilly. So yes, lace geometry, and then I think we just plug in the curve, plug in the mesh, the circumference mesh, and that should do it. Maybe I should have kept the work, and maybe I did keep the working from last time actually. Let's have a look. Oh, that's better. I think I want to try Substance Designer only texturing thing on the turret redo. I'm working on it. Is that doable? Yes, it is. So, if it's the turret that I remember with all the bolts on it, then do the bolts with the trim sheet and just put decals over the top, like Harley Wilson does on that polycount thread of the train, and then just use Substance Designer to create a base metal and probably some kind of grunge or rust on top, and then put a 2-layer shader on the mesh and vert blend to get the rust through. And yeah, so should be, relatively fast, because don't worry about putting too much detail into the into the metal. Like, just put enough on, so you want some kind of blemished surface and scratch maybe, or something like that. I can't really wrap my head around some stuff at the mo. So the decals in Unreal, I found I did one test and it was quite self-explanatory, but you don't want to put the bolts on decals. You want to put them on, so if I just do, so basically So say this is your turret. Very quick, very quick. Amazing turret. Okay, so this is what, oh crap. Okay, so here's your turret. And you've got all those rivets on it. So before, I think you had them all modelled in. So let me just 12 by 12 apply. So I could be wrong, but from what I remember, it looks something like this. With the mesh detail modelled in. So you're actually using quite a lot of geometry by doing this. So 36 polygons. 36, yeah, so it's quite a lot. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. So that's quads as well. So let's triangulate. So 360 triangles for just that. Times 4, so that's what, up to 1200. So you don't really want to do that. But what you want to do instead is take one of these, so whatever your model thing is, and you want to, and if we just blow these away, and what you do is you bake, a bit like what Angel's doing on his, you bake these rivets down onto a plane like this, and then you just make sure that plane goes from 0 to 1. So maybe it's like nice and thin. It takes up like this much of the space. So you can see it's like 0 to 1. And so your rivets kind of get baked in down here. And then what you do is you put just bits of geometry just over the surface of where you want those rivets, like so. Right? And then they're mapped to be in the same position as this mapping is. And then you just change the material in Unreal. I can't remember what it is to, but it makes it look like there's geometry on the surface when actually there isn't. Have one of each spam able thing. Texture 1. Huh? Fill with floaters, yes. And lose the planes with the UV on top. Detail I want. Lose the planes with the UV on top of the detail I want. I don't really know what you mean by lose the planes with the UV on top of the detail I want. Don't really know. Theoretically, once you have the trim sheet set up and loose planes, yes, loose planes, sorry. Yes, loose planes on top, yeah. And that means as well you can if you're not happy with the placement of the planes, then just move them, and it will update and it will look good. Yes, thanks Loadout. Yes, thank you for the for that. There we go, winning. Right, let's save this. Right, what was this? Oh, hello curve test. Working. Is it in here? Sorry, this is off screen at the moment, I know. Back. So I did get rid of all my working. That's a little annoying. Oh well. So we need an empty mesh, if I can remember. Mesh ops. Add operator. Place. Geometry. Then in here, guide curve we want to put as wire curves. Cool. Profile shape needs to be an actual, yes, so that's it. What's on this? That's a sphere, don't need that. Let me just go back into my item list. So it's wire place and new material wire circumference, and we need to make this 12 and the length of the wire down here. Maybe it needs to be a 0, 0. That might make more sense. But it probably needs to be a bit thinner than that. Now, I don't know if it needs a certain start and end, but we'll use that for the moment. Go back into the mesh shop and give it wire circumference. Cool. Has that done anything? Yes, it has. It just needs to be thicker. Right, what's happening here? Oh wait, no. Oh no, we just adjust it in here. Is that right? Do we need a profile shape? Yeah, so maybe... What if we delete that? Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Oh, thank God, right. So back on this, and let's make it 25mm, maybe a bit less, maybe 15. 12 sides, that should do it. And let's just blow this away. Yes, excellent. Oh, it's such a shame you can't do it across multiple things. But just need to do it once to confirm what's going on. I mean, it was all, but decals look fantastic. Yes, yeah, give it a go. Post an image. Right. So that's annoying that it doesn't. Okay, 15 aspect. What's this? Doesn't really do anything. Aspect ratio. Oh, I can actually select it as well. How good is that? Shape angle. Don't know what that does. Doesn't do anything. Right, and this is how far we can push it along the curve, isn't it? Yeah. Pattern size, don't know what that is. Don't know what guide tool is either. I need to prepare the floaters for the D. Post an image. Well, just treat it as a decal, I think. It's just you've got more, I suppose, more control of it in the model. Post. I don't know what you mean by me. Do you want me to post an image? Need to prepare the floaters for the decal sheet. I don't know. And this, yeah, so that's switching it around. Don't know what that does. Let's save this. Ah, sorry, right, so that just means that you can adjust the curve. Brill. So that's pretty cool. God damn it, autosave. No, oh, it's because I've got to select it down here. Right, okay, so, right, let's have a look. Ooh. And loadout tops, put this YouTube clip on. Christ, HD. It's going to real screw up my 240. So density is talking about, yes, decals. Yes, this is it. This is what I wanted to do on my corners, you know, with some damage on the brickwork. But this is essentially what I was talking about. You put floating geometry on the corner and then smooth the normals on them. And you map it 0 to 1, and then you run your kind of decal along that. I've no idea what I'm doing. Oh, that is funny. For emotionally, but got derailed into quits most of the time. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so Dynasty, I think he does one session on doing the temple and he does another session on doing crits, I think, whereas it seems to be, you know, all over the place on mine, but we'll iron it out at some point. Right, now, come on, just let me copy and paste this. Wouldn't that be cool if it actually works? Let's just hide this. Paste. Yes, come on. Oh, so that's quite cool. Quite happy with that. Brill, yeah. dead happy with that. Now unwrapping might be a bit of a bitch, but let's see what comes out. Oh my god, no it is not. Excellent. You cannot go wrong with that. Group A. Oh, I am so pleased it's that easy. Right, let's just crack on. And let's get down here. Cool. Guide 1. Oh, that has really... Oh, that is so good. Okay, it's not the best, but it will do for the moment, and it will mean that we can get wires in as we want them. And we can always adjust them later. So in this case, it might be better to just move the points a bit while we're working on it. So if we go on the guide tool, that's better. Just get it flowing a bit better. Tuck that in down there. Yep. It's just a lot of selecting back and forth, but I will take it because it beats just doing this from scratch each time. Okay. Try and get your own emotes. We definitely need a Brill one. Yeah, you know what, I was actually thinking about that. Playing for Blender. Oh, I have seen this before you even show it. Yes, I have seen it. It is pretty impressive, this. That you just go, yeah, that looks cool, and then let's just apply it to the mesh. Oh. Yeah, I mean, how good is that? It's insane. God. Yeah, it is insane, that. Yeah, I also thought loadout, so we could have Brill as one, and then we could have pipes as another. You know, just because I feel like Helio would appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate it. Don't buy it just because. Buy it if you're going to use it. To try and do my pipes using a modular kit. I regret making that choice. Well, don't get me wrong. Having the pipes modular is a very good idea, especially if you're making a game environment. The reason why I didn't do a modular kit was because I knew it would take me twice as long to get the same result, and I think right now for me, I'm too far ahead now to or too far down this path to swap them out for a modular kit. Is this the one I've just done? No. Yeah, it started right later, but yeah, I think I would suggest doing it the way I've done it, just because time is against you. Yeah. It does take a long time, because I think the other problem that I've been running into is I've been going off a concept that isn't locked down to a grid, a modular grid. I've just modelled things matched to a camera in Modo and then dropped them in as they are without zeroing them out. And I think if you were to add in a modular kit into a non-modular environment, you'll find that things don't match up as well as you'd hoped. Whereas at least this way, you can model everything in situ, knowing that it will just sit in situ in the scene, saving you a lot of faff. Yeah. But I think, in the future, going modular is the correct way to do things. But because for me, and I suppose for you as well, I'm only really going to submit this one image, maybe some close-ups within the scene, but it's one image you're not able to run around in it, so what can you do? It's just, you see it from one direction, that's all it needs to be. Yes, you do. Yes, both do. But what I'm saying is, this building here, for example, isn't exactly 5 meters long. It's probably some like arbitrary number, but isn't locked into a grid system. So yes, you can snap down to 1 unit, but that's probably going to be harder in the long run to match up, because something will definitely be 1 unit out to something else. Whereas if you had it to snap to 10 units, then it would be a lot easier. But then you might run into the problem that all your pipes are a certain length, but you can't join them up properly because they stick through walls, because the buildings are not modular. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So for me, having a modular pipe system won't work in this scene right now because of the way I've built it. But if you make everything modular from the start and outline what kind of dimensions you're going to work to, then it'll be fine. Now I could use, in fact, that's a good idea. Oh, you know what, I'll just, we're here, we may as well just do it this way. I get some new shapes out of it. Hopefully these are tucked behind signs. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Change a few more parts. I'll post on this one, but right now I'm guessing the main critiques will be some missing or grey. Well, when you post your images, say, like what I often do sometimes is say, I think, so you can say what you want critique on, like there's no harm in that. Generally, if things are block grey, then I'll assume that it's a work in progress, but you could say, you know, just to go with it, all the stuff in grey is work in progress, so I already know about this. But I think if you specify what you want critique on, then that will help everyone, because you're getting to what you want faster, and someone might spend a lot of time going, oh, you could really get this grey box looking more grey, which isn't very helpful to anyone. But yeah, just put on the under the image what you like, your thoughts. So that's what's so good about the ArtStation thread you've got to keep up to date, is that, and I've done this as well, it's like you say what you've changed or what you've worked on, and then you just say, like I know I've said this bit definitely isn't working very well, but I need to put more time into it to fix it. Yeah, and it kind of makes whoever's looking at it aware that what you're planning to do next, and because they might look at it and go, oh, that looks a bit ropey, maybe you should change this first, and then they'll read the comment and go like, oh, he already knows. Great. I can't believe how fast and easy this piping is becoming. But I don't want to do that. I don't think I want to pull them from down here, so maybe we'll just grab these two. Maybe one like that. One like that. One like that. And one like that. I think that's better. Yeah, I can't believe how kind of, I know there's a lot of faff with this, but it has been a lot quicker than I anticipated, just because you can copy and paste without having to freeze the mesh, which I think is excellent. It's not as ideal as having everything down the down all curves at once, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Yes, Helio, see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully I'll be a bit further along for you. Da, da, da. Posting pretty heavy. Yes. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, see you soon, Helio. Loadout top, do you want to post your link to your thread in the chat, and we'll have a look at it if you want. Okay. So, need to do the guide tool on this. Underground. Also, thanks in advance for taking the time to look. Really appreciate it. It's no problem whatsoever. Ah, Martin. We all know your environment's amazing. You can stop now. No, just kidding. It's pretty awesome. Right. So I went to build this over the weekend. I managed to sort out a few substances on materials and get some. Yep. Ooh. Placeholder. Yeah. These bits. Just get a light in there. So I've got a blue kicker light. I think it's blue anyway. That's actually pointing. Let's just open this new tab so it's doing that. I've got a light that shines just on this bit here. So this one. So it just punches that out a bit. I do feel like for me this bit as well also is a bit too dark at the moment, but I think the overall scene needs to be brighter for me and probably for you as well, although you're definitely a lot brighter than I am for sure. What else do you say? Yeah, haven't played around with the mud dirt yet. Yeah, so let's have a look. What's your normals on these edges? I think they need to be hard because it looks like the normals aren't correct for those bits. They should be like this. Yeah, the ground's work in progress, but maybe, and I'm sure you know this already, I suppose it does look quite, I think just emphasise the cracks. Yeah. Maybe with the puddle, don't have one big one, just break it up a little bit, maybe have lots of little ones. And yeah, I think brighten the scene up. That's something that I need to do too, but that's a good thing. And yeah, don't worry about, from what I've been doing, just put lights everywhere. Start with one light and just build it up from there. Oh, you bevel these bits. Yeah, perhaps too much. Make them flat. Yeah, make them more like this. Because then it's more structural. Like you can see right on these stairwells, these are metal, but same kind of thing. It could be that there's... Have you got a texture on them? Is this the same texture on here? Because I think if it's the same texture, then it is a normal thing. A normal issue. So, what I would suggest to do next is... So, right now, you've got all your foreground stuff, like block out, I know, that's fine. So, I would just get some base textures in. So, right now, you've got the brick in, you've got the ground in, you've got the concrete in. I would do a base metal and do maybe 3 variations. So one for the pipes, one for the building work, and one for these like foreground props. So what I did is I've got a picture of this. So this is what I've started doing for projects. So in Substance Painter, you can't... Oh God. Need to turn this off. My own voice. Where the hell is that image? There it is. So, basically in Substance Painter, you can't change the texture set, I think it's called. So the material name in Substance Painter, so you bring an asset in and say you've got it as metal 1, metal 2, metal 3, you can't change that name, and it makes it easier when you're exporting. In fact, I'll load the file up because it'll be easier to explain. So when you're exporting, instead of typing in an individual name each time, you can use the what you call it, texture tests, base materials, I think it's this one, texture tests, and I'm using them in my main scene. That's how it is though, isn't it? Oh, my back. Has that crashed? No, it hasn't, thank God. Okay, we're just looking at it in normal. Right, how do we move in here? Okay, so basically, so I think these are my metals up here, one down here. So you can't rename these, that's what I'm saying. And this, it's these names that the configuration references. So in my setup, I've done a grid of, named it how I want it to appear in UE4 so I can keep track of it. So with the asphalt worn, I've got the mesh, which I can't remember what the mesh is called. Grid maybe, who knows. Then the texture set, and then whatever it's meant to be. And that pulls out these. So it's T underscore asphalt worn, which is this, underscore 1 underscore base color. And that means that every time I update it, I just click export and it's done, and the setup's done already. And it also means that you can separate all of these out into different material groups, so you can work on them individually. So I would suggest getting 3 metals out and get it set up like this, so that when you come to update stuff, you can just power through it, and then just re-import the textures. That will definitely speed up your workflow. And then it will also mean that you can slap the textures onto these, basically onto everything in your scene, and get a better idea of the look of the environment from like a very quick rough stage. I also suggest making a master material as well and instancing that. So on mine I made it so that on my metalness, ambient occlusion, roughness, normal, height, and what else is on there? I suppose the diffuse colour and the emissive, I made it so there was always a minimum max slider, so I could adjust things in the engine, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So the good thing is that I can adjust stuff on the fly, knowing that I don't have to change many textures. But the bad thing is, if this was a production environment, really you want it so the texture is the correct values, so there isn't much changing on the fly in the engine, if that makes sense. You can double tap the texture set to rename it. No way. You can now though. Oh my god. If you can do that. I need to have a look at that. As if you can double click them and it renames them. Oh my god, you're right. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, thank you for telling me that. Thank you. That was really helpful. Like, really helpful. Like Angel says, you didn't used to be able to do that, and that's why I've had to set things up from scratch. But oh my god, that is incredible. Yes, do freelance stuff first. Do the paid stuff first. This is just the fun, like, for fun stuff. So much love for that little tip. But what a tip. Tip of the night. Yeah, Destiny 2, I'm probably gonna wait, mainly because I didn't get on well with the first one. I hate grinding for the sake of grinding. I love Final Fantasy, and I get the point of grinding because I want to do the secret bosses. I want to be a badass in the main story. But in Destiny, it seems like you grind for no real reason. I suppose when I was playing it, the people I was playing with were much better than me and much higher level. So they kept choosing high level missions, and I basically just stood around in the back not doing very much. So yeah, I'm really not bothered about Destiny at all. Yes, and Major, this is fine. Yeah, looks good. Maybe. Do you need to have two very similar sized studs? You could instead scale the UVs. That'll have the same effect and give you some more space. Is Origins the desert one? I think the last Assassin's Creed I played was 2, and I had a really good time. Ooh, I missed one down here. Oh, I just love the fact that you can just reassign which curve it was on and adjust the curve. Excellent. Right, so these I might sort out with some of these. So one. 1 is bolts, 2 is 6-sided. Okay. Yeah, thanks Lionel. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, if you're about, I'm here. Don't worry if not. And yeah, if you've got any, what you call it? Yeah, updates or anything, just post them up. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, see you next time. Let me know if you've got any more questions as well about how to do the scene. Oh, much better. Just even in Modo, the wires look good. Brill. So that's gone over to the other side, and 44 doesn't exist, so that's excellent. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Okay, so now we just need to save this to start. Tell you what, once this competition's out of the way, I'll see if I can make some emotes and we can post them up. I need to sort out my branding as well, so maybe we'll work pipes into that. Okay, so texture. So these are all pretty much. Ooh. That's better. Cool. Major, I did have a thought, I just remembered it, about this. I would, if there's a difference in these screws, then give them more texture resolution. So if it was me, maybe make 5 of them take up the whole space, because it's only the same bolt repeated over, so you may as well give a selection of them more room so you get more resolution out of them. Yeah, so that's all I was going to say about that. Did I ever ask where you work, John, or does that seem... No, it's fine. I work at TT Fusion, making Lego video games. That's packed. You mean that you're telling me that the... Hold on. These are all individual pieces, they're not actually... I suppose it doesn't really matter for lighting, but it seems a bit weird. So let's just clear that. That's very weird, that. So what if I... hide them? Is that going to fuck up? I bet it crashes now. Not responding. Here we go. Ooh. Scale them up, basically. Yes, scale them up. It'll make it easier to work on them, and because it's the same ones repeated over, you'll get much more use out of them. And it'll be better having the higher resolution. Did that do anything? No. Sweet FA, so... Right, well, let's just... So it does... maybe in here... Yeah, it doesn't work. We'll see how they come out, but that might be a right pain, actually. For the moment, let's just pack them. I still got the Jurassic one laying in my room. My mum bought it for my nephew, but she bought it for the wrong console. LOL. In the Jurassic World, I made the crash site level in film 2. I made when in Jurassic World, the film, when they let the raptors out, and it's at night and it's in the wood, in the jungle. I made that level, and then I made the T-Rex enclosure and some of the shop fronts in the hub world for Jurassic World. And did I do some? I just think I did some optimization stuff for one of the hubs in maybe hub 2. Maybe some of the cells in that. It's my first game project, that. him back in. So what I might do in this one, before I do that, is put on some, joints to the wall, because that will help a lot. Whoa. 41, that'll be it. Played Star Wars, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Which Star Wars did you play? The new one, Force Awakens? The old one, yeah. I think I played that as well. 2008? Ooh, maybe not. I played the one on PS2. Split screen fun on PS2. Or was it on PlayStation? Oh, I can't remember. Steam sale is average use there. Played about half. Well, that's alright. So on Star Wars Force Awakens, I made the opening level, Forest Moon of Endor. I made a sci-fi corridor level. I made a DLC snow level, and I inherited and completed the Jakku hub, which was a pain. But yeah, that was juggling a lot of plates, that one. But yeah, now I can do really big levels. Right, what's going on here? That's fine, and those are fine. Yeah. Apart from they're ginormous. Cool. Play as soon as someone that worked on it could get hold of some CD keys. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I know it doesn't work. Cool. Save that. And then let's drop all these in. Export. Export. For the lols. That's what my brother says, for the lols. Are you ready for some out of this world wires? Yeah, it would have taken me frickin' forever to do them all manually in here. Let's just get rid of these. And open these up. Lovely wires. And we need rubber. That's fine. This I should put at 0, 0. So I will re-import that. Where is it? Here. how to make wires seems like something I should learn in a project that uses them. Got some other stuff now for the sheet, like panel loops, borders, and I totally didn't steal that decal sheet. What the hell am I doing? I'm putting those wires in. Wires. Oh, yes, look at that. Instant cool wires that sort of look like they belong there. Oh, I'm super happy with that. Alright, let's just grab all of these. Ooh. And down the side. That's fine. Brilliant. Cool. And what I might do now is group these. Wires. And move these. Maybe I should have. Yeah, let's leave it like that. It's 1:45. It's got to wake up at 9 already if my dog's morning piss. Don't worry, I am going to call it a night soon. Just want to get these pipes in and maybe a matte bake, a lighting bake, because I'm pretty knackered. My back hurts. Right, so these. Cool. ACE. An ID mask in Black 3 is generated based upon different meshes, not the material colours. Ah, interesting. Modo is pretty cool for ID maps. You just assign a render output and it just does it all. Or you can just bake a base colour based on the material colour and it'll do the same thing. So before I go, so let's just save all. I want to add a bloom. Oh, even that helps a lot. Probably a bit too much. Oh, in fact, that really helps with the lettering, which is quite good. Let's just put on 2 for the moment. Well, that helps an awful lot. So was that before? Oh, well, that is already a lot better. Cool, Major. Yeah, see you soon. Maybe see you tomorrow. Don't worry if not. Have a good day tomorrow. Carry on with the learning. I'm quite happy with that for an update. Pretty good. Right, while I'm here, let me just take captures. And then delete these, which are the old cables. That is everything. Cool, right, well, I'm going to leave it there for tonight because, where's my list? We can now knock through. Okay, yes, we did move some things onto other tabs, but we got through quite a bit. That's probably a number 3, but I can do that as and when. So these can go up to priority 1. Cool. Yeah, quite happy with that, with the progress tonight. So I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the Thursday stream tomorrow instead. So obviously join me then if you're about. If not, I will probably be streaming next week, same time. And keep an eye on the thread for updates. I'll be posting this now. Actually, I might tone down the brightness a bit because it's probably a bit too much. Yeah, I think that's better. It's just a bit too dark, and I think maybe okay, so this yeah, I need to sort out this lighting. Not going to do that now. No problem, AutoMech. And Angel, no problem whatsoever. I'll have to come check out the progress tomorrow. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, cool, right. Yeah, so see you all. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not, but about. See you soon.